You hear it on the news every day. Another large company is laying off hundreds or even thousands of employees. Smaller companies are folding, and startups just aren't starting up. For many recent graduates, getting a job hasn't been easy.
I know a lot of my friends who are trying to get jobs who have been trying since, a couple months ago to secure one. And I guess it's just the times. It's really hard now to get a job, especially because everyone's trying to get one at the same time.
A lot of my friends have had problems. I tried to avoid it by getting a job before the semester started. And I got lucky. A lot of my friends haven't yet. It's a really tough job market.
About half of my friends have got offers and accepted, and the rest of them are still looking for jobs like me.
Well, most of my friends have been looking for jobs after graduating. I would say 50% of them had them before, either through an internship or they had been working at a company already. But there's a good 50 other percent that's just been kind of looking around, interviewing, sending resumes around, and haven't yet been able to land a job.
Basically, it's all about just sending your resume out and trying to connect with a person on a more personal level than just, here's my cover letter, here's my resume. Because when you have a bunch of people trying to apply for the same job, you really want to stand out amongst the 200 applicants. So you really have to kind of make yourself a little more unique.
I think that companies are taking a little longer to make a decision, and I think there are more people available in the market, so that I think for employers it feels as though they have a bigger selection of candidates.
When the school year was getting started, a lot of companies had these networking events on campus, kind of like recruitment events, and I would go to those and try to network as much as possible. And it was very stressful because a lot of students would show up to the same meetings over and over.
So for me, it was about a 3-month process. I think I went on probably close to 25 individual interviews at 8 or 10 different companies, all of which required 2 or 3 rounds.
Going into a recession, I guess we would call it, I'm really having a hard time figuring out what the decision maker will be for me in terms of taking the first job or taking the second job and waiting it out.
But don't panic. Job Talk consulted career experts on how to make yourself a stronger job candidate in a tough economy.
What happens in a recession is that the duration of the period of unemployment is a little bit longer. It is not as though a bunch of people are thrown into a hopeless situation.
Organizations, be they large nonprofits or large for-profit companies, want the best and the brightest. And they want that in any economic cycle. The first tip to somebody who's entering their senior year is, if you have not connected with your career center on your campus, you need to do that. You need a career action plan, you need a strategy, and you need somebody who's objective, who's not your parent or your best friend, to really help you craft that strategy.
Many professional organizations, depending on the field the students want to pursue, have special programs that are targeted for students and recent graduates, and from there students can meet some key contacts in the profession that they want to pursue.
Surviving a recession is all about positioning yourself for the future. So you want to make sure you're continuing to grow, develop skills, and most importantly, develop contacts, so when the economy rights itself, you'll be in the right position to make the move to an organization that you also want to work for.